What's up,
Are
baby?
you live?
I just went live right now.
But when you're done, can you make the pan change things whenever you're gonna make it live?
Sure. Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So yesterday we had the fire ceremony for the eclipse, solar eclipse. That was definitely an experience, definitely. If you weren't able to join me, you can definitely watch the live, the recorded live, and enjoy it then. Okay, so right now I just want to clear the space just because I think with all the intense shifting of energy that's been going on, it's become necessary to make sure we constantly clear our space. We constantly maintain the integrity of our auric field. And just, hold on. This is a special type of smudge stick. I collected pine and other items from a vortex. And so that pine is charged. It grew in a vortex. And then we're just going to go ahead and call in some good, calm energy. All right. How's everyone doing, by the way? Spread this all over my cards. I just love the smell of Palo Santo. I so love the smell of Palo Santo. It's ridiculous how much I love it. Oh, and you guys, if you've been with me since my Facebook time, you'd be knowing about these ears. I found them again, and I figured I'd just wear them just for, I don't know, for good times. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get started. So I'm going to be doing a BLUERAY energy update first. With that, gosh, 2020 is upon us. It's coming. It's coming. And this is going to be a year of clarity. All right. Clarity in all its forms, on all its levels, in every aspect of our life. The sense that I'm getting is as things shift, relationships will definitely shift. Jennifer, the Palo Santo that I have is from my personal stash that I picked up while I was actually in Peru. Because I'm just extra like that. You know, I'm just totally extra like that. I can't just buy it from a store. I have to go all the way to Peru. I have to go all the way into a forest, gather pine and cedar and sage. God. Yeah, I bought it from a shaman's shop in Peru. We only do top notch here. Okay, we only do top notch. Okay, let's get started. All right. But yeah, if you'd like a couple sticks, message my page and we'll get that situated. All right. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I was just talking about this. Okay. Let me just finish pulling our cards. So if you don't know what a BLUERAY is, BLUERAYs are the souls that come from the family line, soul lineage of Archangel Michael. Oh, golly gee. Golly gee. This is going to be interesting. Seeing how the cards are coming out, this is definitely going to be interesting. Definitely interesting. Let's see. All right. So BLUERAYs, they have a very specific purpose in this life. They kind of serve as triggers for other people to begin their process of remembering their greatness, remembering their soul purpose, just a whole bunch of different things. Almost ready, guys. Just got to pull from one more deck after this. Ooh. Very interesting here. Final deck. All right. If you don't know whether you're a Blu-ray or not, you find yourself resonating with this, message is probably for you, okay? Definitely the message is for you if it resonates. Ooh. Mm-hmm. All right, here goes. We're starting. So, card number 14, going beyond normal. Blu-rays, you're really going to have to dig real deep, okay? This is the year where you're going to be challenged to go beyond what your comfort zone is. A lot of the Blu-rays, one of our biggest struggles is accepting that we're different. We're never going to fit in. We're never going to truly feel at home with groups of people, no matter how welcome we are. Most likely you will feel oddly like the black sheep. For whatever reason, you're just always going to feel that way. And that's because we don't belong to any group. We're actually here to assist all the groups, okay? All groups of people. So you'll find that you can, for the most part, pretty easily integrate into any group, but you just have this silent knowing that you just, you're different. Even in the group of weirdos, for lack of a better word, you just feel different. And that's just that, okay? So you're going to have to go above and beyond. Oh, look at this. The key is in the way you communicate. All right. You're going to have to hold it together because what do buttons do? They hold things together. So you're going to have to hold it together on so many different levels. All right. And you're needing to do this because you're going to be entering a state of knowing that's often referred to as the Christ consciousness. We're not all going to enter that state of knowing at the same time. Okay. And at the same depth. But we are going to begin this process. Many of us have already begun this process. Those of us who are kind of taking our time, which that's okay, you're probably going to be accelerated in your ascension process at this point. Beginning very soon, and definitely in the first part of the 2020 year, you're going to be shifting the way you see pretty much everything. Okay. The way you see your childhood, the way you see the relationships you have right now, the kind of relationships you want to have. And this goes beyond just romantic. Every type of connection in your life, you're going to begin questioning and seeking out a deeper connection. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Next, we have card number 12, Black Moon Lilith. Mystery. There's a lot that's being hidden from you, okay? Some of these things that are being hidden by the people in your life, like keeping secrets from you. For some of those secrets, it's not necessarily something shady or malicious. Sometimes people hide aspects of themselves because they think so highly of you and don't want to disappoint you. I mean, that doesn't make it okay, but this will help you to better understand. And the shifting in relationships is really going to challenge your ability to tolerate this, okay? So in revenge and in love, woman is more barbaric than man. Oh, that's one hell of a quote. In revenge and in love, woman is more barbaric than man. Okay. Now that I'm done with my giggles, here's the thing. Part of the Blu-ray mission in this life is to reunify the masculine and feminine. All right. What happened a very long time ago, very, very long time ago, we went from what do you call it? matriarchal society to a patriarchal. And it was when a patriarchal society was initiated that, the whole fallen angels, the Nephilim, all of that is around that time frame. Okay. And so there was an imbalance that occurred. And man, the feminine energies, which it doesn't matter what your anatomical or sexual orientation is, we have both masculine and feminine energy within each and every one of us. The feminine aspect is about to get real vicious, real savage. She's not going to allow you to push her down anymore. Okay. So this is really a call for all of us to consciously choose to allow the feminine energy up and out. This doesn't mean like, oh God. I know quite a few small-minded people. It doesn't mean broken wristed stuff, but that's how they would put it. It doesn't mean you have to dress more feminine, behave more feminine. No, it means allowing that maternal instinct up and out. It means allowing yourself to return back to a state of nurturer. And the first thing you're going to begin nurturing is yourself. All right. This is about recognizing the inner child within you, needing that maternal nurturing. So, this is part of your journey to self love. This is about you really recognizing how much you need to shift within your life. Okay. We've turned a blind eye to quite a bit, the way people treat us, the way we allow things to occur, just, a shift in that. You don't have to become a different person. You really don't. This is not a call for you to become a completely different person. This is about you recognizing some shifting needs to occur 1 degree at a time. This is still going to be you, but small aspects are going to be shifted. So, see, this is about glamour, seduction, bitchiness. What's up, girl? I was just saying. Okay, when this card turns up during a reading, something lurks. The other stacks confirm this shit. Okay. Lilith appears as a dark part of the astrological chart. She is our shadow side, the dark face of the moon, where mysteries and unexplained occurrences lie in wait. That's intense. That's intense. This card is a call to wildness, even subversion. Lilith is the evocation of what may or may not be there. She can manifest as madness or self-realization. Lilith represents a refusal to submit, so it's not a good time to give in, even when the path seems a rough one, okay? There may be a tendency to isolate and focus on feelings of revenge. Ooh, girl. Okay. Shit. This card suggests female rebellion. Okay. She can represent an angry mother, an enemy, or an embittered woman, or even a stalker or scorned woman. Oh, is this a personal reading? Because I got quite a few of those. I'm just saying. I got quite a few of those. I think all of us, all Blu-rays at this point, we have been rubbing people wrong just for existing. If we're going to be really, really honest, if we're going to be really, really, really honest, just the fact that you exist rubs people the wrong way because you embody such a potent truth, and they just can't shut you up. You know what I'm saying? They just cannot shut you up. Like everything you do challenges their ego. And I'm sorry, boo-boo. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I'm sorry that I exist. But you're not going to take me out. Blu-rays can't be taken out like that, not unless you choose to. And even then, that's questionable because, we're starting to enter some touchy topics. But as a Blu-ray, when you incarnate, you take certain oaths, you make certain vows. Early checkout is not allowed until you finish the work you're here to do. Hate to break it. But yeah, that's what I'm coming to recognize. Am I saying test this theory out? Fuck no, I'm not. Simmer down, simmer down. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is what I'm noticing to be the pattern for Blu-rays. You know what I'm saying? Like once you're here, you volunteered for this shit. No early checkout. Okay. So be aware. Be aware. Your mere existence is rubbing people wrong. That shit cracks me up. Boo! Just because I breathe, you're flustered. What kind of power is that? What kind of power is that? You are so powerful, Blu-ray, that um, your presence annoys their demons, and that's that's not my fault. I'm just saying. Card number 14, wise leadership. Ooh, okay. What? I was just given some information. Oh my God. I was just given some information. Damn. Ooh. Okay. Lots of information. So I'm getting water sign right here, in particular Pisces. Pisces, for those of you with Pisces in your chart, there is a very strong possibility that you incarnated during that Pisces season or whatever it is in your chart, whatever Pisces, because we are able to embody all 12 of the zodiacs. We're able to pull from that. Now, look here. This looks like a plume of smoke, steam. This is about you recognizing, even though you are fluid, whether you have Pisces in your chart or not, you can be a fluid type of energy, and it has the ability to put out fires. Okay, with the fires that are being put out, these are instances where you are invited to battles and wars that are just not worthy of your time, not worthy adversary. So just no, we're not wasting our time or our energy on that. And then I see like a horse on the bottom. So this kind of tells me that it pulls in Sagittarius energy. And with that, I mean, a centaur, uh, from what I've heard, what I've read, they never miss their mark. Okay. So all you have to do is focus on what your target, your goal is. Your target or goal is not going to be another individual. It's going to be something that's in alignment with your soul truth, with your purpose. It looks like she has dream catchers in her hair. That means your power, just like the dream catcher, because hair is personal power, the dream catcher is supposed to ensnare negativity, dark thoughts, dark dreams, all of that. Your power is going to negate that. This is all about you reclaiming your power, you recognizing the gravity of who and what you are. Okay. You have armor across your third eye. I'm just saying this, like, no, there will be no infiltration. There will be no parasitic influence that's going to convince me to partake in things, exchanges, circumstance, whatever it is, that does not honor my highest growth. So this is really going to be a year where you're recognizing the people who are wasting your time, the people who are trying to instigate you perpetuating, cyclical things that don't progress. They just round and round and round like a dog chasing its tail. Card number 21, the gatherer. You're going to be gathering these things. Okay, you're going to be gathering the aspects of yourself. You're going to be pulling back all of this energy that you've been giving other people. Hey, when you pay attention to the BS, you're paying in energy. You're paying attention. Your attention is a precious commodity. All right. Be aware of who you're paying. Be aware of how much you're paying. Some people just don't deserve to get paid, meaning ignore their ass. Okay. Basic ass people, just ignore them. Ignore them. If they're not going to make some sort of contribution to your growth, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you go ahead and message. I'm just not going to reply. Serious. Just they can message. That's fine. They can text all they want. They can call all they want. Voicemail, voicemail, junk mail. Just ignore it. Ignore it. Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. Now is a time for you to begin processing your life. Okay? Begin processing the events of your life. Begin allowing yourself to recognize why certain events were allowed to happen to you and for you. Now, what I found, a large portion of the Blu-rays, meaning every single one that I have encountered, has experienced some very serious life tragedies, very, very serious, significant levels of abuse and trauma. This is to prepare you. This is to give you a better understanding of why you're here, the gravity of your purpose. All right? It's not because you're being punished for being bad in a previous life. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because that's all you deserve. It's not because life just sucks. It's because you're needing to understand something so seriously profound. And the only way for you to grasp the gravity of why you're here is to live through it. It's much more efficient to have lived through a circumstance and understand in that way than to read from a textbook and try and sympathize with the person you're helping. I guarantee if you've been a victim of sexual assault, for sure, your passion in assisting those who have also been victimized, it's on a whole nother level. Not to diminish the passion of someone who assists those who have been victimized without having experienced the victimization, but your passion is going to be on a whole nother level. You know what it feels like to be that broken, to be that violated. Okay, so you need to begin processing your life, the things that have happened. You're not being punished. You are not being punished. I'm about to punish someone though. I'm not. I want to, but no, that's just not me. Fucking assholes. I swear to God. Sometimes, man, sometimes, Michael, let a girl know. Just tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. And he always says, do you want to go? Are you going to go? And I'm like, no, that's just not me. It's just not me. God. Card number 21, beyond the mind, the heart beats. Here goes. You need to analyze the words that you speak. What are you communicating? Where are those thoughts rooted? All right. Where are those thoughts rooted? If you need time existing in a hermit type state so that you have stillness, then do it. Okay. We need to stop with the whole shaming ourselves just because we need time to process our life, time to process our feelings and our thoughts in reaction to our life. All right. It's not, some people are like, it's some sort of social dysfunction. I am socially awkward. I don't care. Yeah, no, that's me. It's some sort of like, no, all of that bullshit. I can't even think of it. All of that bullshit is just bullshit. Okay, all of that is just bullshit. The fact is, you need to be socially selective. Be exclusive and elusive. Okay, not everyone can hang out with me, and that's okay because I need to be okay with you before I hang out with you. It's okay for me to acknowledge that I have needs. Blu-rays, you have needs. If you need to be alone, then be alone. You know what? Blu-rays are not introverts. Blu-rays are introverts when they don't feel safe in their social environment. Plain and simple. Virtually snobbish. It's about recognizing alignment. When you place a Blu-ray in an environment where the energy is aligned with their truth, damn, try and get them to shut up. You cannot. You can't. They just the whole time talking about all kind of stuff that they wouldn't dare say to anyone else. That's a Blu-ray. That's a Blu-ray. For the most part, yeah, I am introverted. I have a lot of introverted tendencies. But you place me in an environment where my soul feels safe. You can't shut me up. Eventually, I shut myself up, but not until I'm done saying what I need to say. So here's the thing. Okay. We have the Black Moon Lilith. This shit's making my teeth hurt. Black Moon Lilith. And then we have card number 16, Cancer, I feel. This is not to villainize Cancer, but there's something going on. There is something going on that this really like yucky energy has been allowing to waft around. You know, this card is about glamour, spell casting, dark magic, malicious intent, just really, really trying to harm others. This is not about cancers. Okay, it's not. Ooh, shit, Michael. Okay, this is not necessarily about Cancer, the zodiac sign, but Michael was like, yes, it is. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Yes, it is. Oh, whoa. This is okay. Wait, let me explain. You said it so matter of fact. Don't be dickish today. Don't be dickish today. Stop. So what he means is those who have a cancerous type of energy, meaning not the sign, okay, not the zodiac sign. He is talking about those who have allowed themselves to be consumed with envy, greed, jealousy, like all of these really cancerous type of thoughts. Because really, what is cancer? Cancer is nothing more than a cell that's distorted its coding. The coding is distorted. Apoptosis has been shut off. So it just proliferates. It just keeps growing, consuming, greed, 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 consume, consume, consume. And, 11:11 a.m., I'm just saying. What's my phone say? Oops, 69% at 11:11. That's, what? Okay. Sorry. What's your comment mean? Anyways, so yeah, this is about people who have become diseased in their thinking, diseased in their way of being. They can't let things go. They can't wrap their mind around why they're not getting their wish fulfillment. Maybe because what you're wishing for is not in alignment with your truth, and you're trying to hold on to things that don't belong to you, whether it be individuals, someone else's birthright. I mean, really, the list can go on and on and on. And that's a cancer right there. That's a malignant growth. It's a malignancy, and depending on how deeply the individual has allowed parasitic influence to penetrate into their core template, that malignant growth can oh, I'm just saying, oh, we're just gonna leave it at that. We gotta leave it at that. And this card, if I remember right, even with my crappy memory, this card keeps popping up to the point where I'm starting to memorize what the hell it means. It means jealous beesies. Issues between females, because remember, what did we say at first? Where is it? Here. The feminine is rising back up. Oh no, that's not the card. Here. The feminine is rising back up. She's about to become very, very savage in her reclamation of her. Yeah, exactly, boo-boo. Cat fight. That's why I got my cat ears on. I got my cat ears. Ugh. I got no nails. It'll hurt more when I dig the whole finger in there. I don't need the nails. Dig the whole finger. So there's sensitivity and emotional closeness indicated. It may be a secret or involve bonded souls. So I'm just saying. Can also mean family or domestic issues need to be addressed. Women's issues and how women get along. This one up top. This card. That card. It's really ugly. It's really, really ugly. Ugly energy. And maybe the whole family issue is, your biological family, or maybe it's your soul family. All right. Maybe there are some connections on a soul level, karmic connections, soul connections, twin connections, whatever it is. that are needing to be straightened out. There's a lot of misalignment that's occurred over the past couple of years. There really has been, because draconian fuckers keep proliferating half truths, and people are just like absorbing this shit like it's the word of God. You guys have to stop just believing things just because it sounds good. You really have to. You really, really have to. I don't even care if it comes from me just because it sounds good. Question me. Question me. Be like, this girl a little bit crazy. She's wearing some crystal ass ears. Let's go ahead and Google what the fuck she's talking about. Let's try and prove her wrong. Okay, that I keep saying this to you guys. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. This is supposed to initiate some sort of internal process that inspires you to find out this information on your own. Okay. So card number 31, Mary, miracles. I mean, who is Mary? You know what I'm saying? Who is Mary? She is the mother. She is a mother. But yeah, you have to begin mothering yourself. Okay. A miracle will be happening. Sometime this year, you're going to have this aha moment where it clicks just like that. Okay. You're going to have a moment of self realization, a moment of self actualization. You're going to recognize the gravity of who and what you are. And you've always been this, with or without your acknowledgement, with or without your agreement. You've always been this greatness that you are. Now, they just keep trying, don't they? They just need the asses kicked. I'm just saying. Let me at him, Michael. Let me at him. He's giggling because he knows I don't mean that shit. Yeah, no, I just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. He's still playing those fucking games, trying to attack me and stuff. It's just childish. It's childish. You know what I mean? And as Blu-rays, we have built-in protection. This is built in. Okay. Our shields, as Melchizedek, they're impenetrable. The moment you begin to recognize and accept your birthright, that's a part of your birthright. That's a part of your birthright. And this is why I just can't take this shit serious. Okay? I just can't. I can't. So here you go. Card number 6. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Ooh, use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. Mm-hmm. So, the blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. What if the real message here for the Blu-rays is that your healing is the weapon? Because once you begin to heal yourself, it fortifies you. What is scar tissue? Only the most strongest tissue in the human body. So if you've lived a life that has wounded you from head to toe, that means you're covered in armor. Oh, let that shit sink in. Let that shit sink in. No longer being ashamed of your past, the things that you've lived through, the events that have brought you to higher levels of sensitivity and inner under and overstanding of yourself is one hell of a weapon. I have people that exist to try and tear me down. And they try and do this by trying to shame me for things that I lived through. Oh, her childhood. What about my childhood? It made me into a badass motherfucker. What about my childhood? You want to speak details of my, go ahead. I'm not ashamed. You want to release details of my childhood that I told you in confidence? Go ahead. I'm not ashamed. I've lived through things. And you know what makes me so badass? The fact that I suffered so much trauma and I choose to still be soft, still love, still not retaliate. So what's that say about you? You're incapable of touching me. Because the scars that formed from this childhood that you think I'm going to be ashamed of are the very things that protect me. And my power comes from a place that can't and will not agree to you trying to tamper with my birthright. This applies to all fucking Blu-rays. I'm no special. Seriously. This applies to all the Blu-rays. Once you begin owning your life, your healing is the fucking weapon. How are you going to take that out? You can't. You can't. Because you flow, you become a dynamic energy. The moment you begin to try and control people's perceptions of you, the moment you begin to try and hide aspects of what you've lived through, you create blockages. In order to make that energy flow in the way you want it to, you have to form blockages. You have to build dams. You have to shore up walls in order to divert that flow of energy. Only thing you can break are walls. Can you break water? Have you ever tried to hammer water? That's funny. You can't. You can, but it's not going to do shit. It's not. So be like water, flow. Have no shame about the things that have happened in your life. Even if you were at one point like a prostitute, okay, you had to do things to survive your circumstance. Anyone who wants to judge you for trying to survive this life can gurgle your fucking balls. I'm just saying. If they weren't there offering the help, they can't say shit. Anyone who tries to judge you for the things that you've lived through and they weren't there to offer, extend a hand of help, they can't say shit. Unless they've lived through the same thing that you've lived through, the same type of trauma that you've lived through and survived and chosen to remain soft about, they can't say shit. That's me using a scouring pad. Just can't say shit. And that needs to be a shirt. With that, can't say shit. I'm just saying. You know, I can't take this shit serious. I can't. Like, all right, her childhood. Okay, tell me about yours. Tell me about yours. How perfect yours was. Oh, you had a perfect childhood, a better childhood, yet you still came out an asshole that's jealous and covetous. Well, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? You know what I'm saying? Let that soak in, guys. These people who are so judgmental about the things you've lived through, events that you can no longer change. Have they think they're better because they didn't live through that? Well, you still turned out a judgmental asshole. So what's that say about you? Maybe you should have been through that same shit so that you could choose to rise and remain soft and love. Ooh, boom. The blade is now the weapon. Your healing is now the weapon. The brother in darkness overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Ooh. Whew. The feminine is rising up. She is clawing for her light. She wants her light back. And there is the masculine. Ooh-wee. This is a flipping of energy, of roles. This is about finding that balance again. 1122, what's my phone saying? 69% at 1122. Okay, let's go. Yep. See what I'm saying? Card number 1, after the storm. Blu-rays, this is the year we are going to recognize we are the storm. Every single one of us is a droplet within this storm, and collectively together, we will terraform the landscape of the human consciousness simply by existing. Simply by existing. This is why we are such a threat. This is why we have to be labeled. This is why they have to find some sort of pathology in regards to our existence. We are not damaged. We are not flawed. We are not deficient. We are not handicapped. Even the things that modern science would like us to believe is some sort of handicap is nothing more than a misunderstood, elevated ability. Oh, yeah, okay, so I got ADHD. Yes. Yes, I do. Is that a handicap? No. That is a label that helps people identify that I can exist multidimensionally. Mhm. Yes, yes. That ADHD gives me the ability to notice details that other people won't. That ADHD, although I seem very distracted and all over the place all the time, gives me the ability to hyper fixate on something. When I'm focused, woo wee, I'm focused. That's like a laser focus. You're not going to detract from that. So place whatever labels you need to try and convince my people that we're somehow less than. That age is done. 2020 is the year the Blu-rays will see with clarity. With clarity. So card number 36. Let's see what this is. I don't know if you could hear my kids having fun downstairs. Someone's neighing like a horse. Card number 36, 12th house, escape. Oh, the lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. It's time to get on point. Oh, shit. It's time to get on point. It's not a time to ignore or overlook what's there. Things may get fragmented. Um, it's about mysticism, dreaming, drowning, vast seas, and surrendering. Ooh, remember, which card was it? I don't know. Oh, this card. We are the storm. Okay. Maybe that storm becomes a freaking tropical hurricane. I come from a tropical island, whenever it rains, that shit floods. That's the kind of storm we're gonna have. We're gonna have a freaking Baja. Okay. If you don't know Filipino words, Google that shit. Baja. Okay. It's a fucking flood. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. hmm So here goes. Ooh, it indicates a type of passage or rebirth. Whew, this house contains the meanings of all the signs and planets and all the other houses within it. The 12th house stands for the all. I'm getting goosebumps like a mother fluffer. What is that? What? Ooh. Okay, I'm like weirded out. Can you guys see a face right there? It looks like the Shroud of Turin. Do you guys know what that is? Well, that's just weird. That's just weird. That is just weird. Like, do you guys see that? This face right here. Let me see if you guys see that, right? Who are you? Friend or foe? No, for real. Who is that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This carries with it a very dark feeling. So here's the thing. Something's being hidden. Something has multiple faces. Something is trying to emulate that of Christ consciousness, but doesn't feel like it. Yeah, kind of like spying. Kind of like spying. It feels like the negative, like, when you're doing photography, it looks like the negative of the exposure. Okay, we're not going there. We're not paying attention to that shit. You will not use me to bring that to fruition. You just won't. So card number 15, radical acceptance. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This symbol right here. It is a rune, but also I don't know what the meaning. Let me see. I don't know what the meaning is for the rune. Oh shit! I opened the book and I swear to God, it opened to the page. What the fuck? Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, well, I'll just read it to you guys. Othel is a rune of possessions and usually represents the things that money can buy, usually land or a building. When it does indicate money, it will be money in the form of inheritance, trust, or pension funds. It shows a materialist or a type one. I am a type one. Um, Sometimes, though, especially when paired with a sigil, it signifies a hard worker, someone who expects to work long and hard to fulfill wants and who's totally comfortable with that idea. It often indicates one who is consumed by an idea or vision, perhaps one inspired by the past. So I'm talking about this rune right here. Now, well, that's paired with another rune. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. I don't. I'll have to figure out what that is later on because now I'm curious. No, stop. I'll have to look at that later. But this symbol, what I've recognized and was given information from Michael, that is a symbol of archangel protection. So really, this is about reunifying the masculine and feminine. This is about reunification of the self and soul, and the knowing that behind you is the protection that you want and need. Okay, you just know that you're protected. You're protected in every way, shape, and form. Certain experiences will be allowed to come to you. Will be allowed for you to experience to grow you. Okay. Card number 49, soul retrieval. This is about you recognizing at one point you were a caterpillar that was just focused on consume, 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 because that's what caterpillars do. They just keep eating and eating and eating until they're ready to go into their chrysalis. And what is the chrysalis aside from, that stillness, that quiet time where you allow yourself to be liquefied so you can take new form, which is what's been going on this year. Okay. For a lot of the BLUERAYs, this is the year you kind of allowed yourself to be liquefied, where you allowed yourself to be completely and utterly dismantled, and the reconstruction has already begun. All right, you're entering a phase of butterfly. This is about you calling back all your parts, all your power, no longer giving things away to people who don't deserve it. Deserve your attention, deserve your energy. They're going to be fine on their own. Now is the time for you to recognize we don't make projects of people for a reason. We need to let that desire go. All right. It's okay for you to still feel that, but to continue to participate in that, it's not going to serve you. It's not. It's not. And I wouldn't be surprised for those who are BLUERAY. If you continue to do that, those people will just be removed from your life. I mean, not saying that they're going to be harmed or anything like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they suddenly are very angry with you and just cut you out, or, just whatever way to get them out of your life. Your soul will do it. It will. And if you think like, oh, no, because of sovereignty and free will, I'll tell you a little secret. Free will pertains to souls. Do you understand what that means? When I say free will, it's the soul's will, not the human will, the soul's will. The human aspect of the soul is simply experiencing a densified, tangible experience to further ripen the inner under and understanding of the soul. You don't have free will. Your soul, in all its wise compassion and grace, will make you feel you have options. But just like a parent who tells you, all right, so these are your options. We can either read book 1 before bed, book 2 before bed, or your third option, just go to bed. Notice how no matter what, your ass is going to bed. Okay, just open your eyes to that. Open your eyes to that. Your soul will definitely give you time to become acclimated and accept what it has decided for you. You're not bound down to someone else. Okay. This is your soul. You are an aspect of your soul, a densified aspect of the soul. So, really, no one's bossing you around. There's still free will for the soul, not for the human mind. Let that sink in. So, the divine sun child, blessings of the sun falcon. Blessings of the sun falcon, the divine sun child Horus, son of Isis and Osiris, flow to you now, beloved initiate. It's time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. Blessings of the sun falcon herald a time when your divine legacy is being born. It's your time to burn bright. Ooh, I'm just saying. Horus, a divine son, child of Isis and Osiris, was born out of impossible circumstance through the great devotion of his mother Isis and her loving determination to heal her husband and bring him back to life, to eventually become king of Egypt, defeating dark forces that would seek to destroy him and all that he loved with great triumph. It's a story of the divine hero of Egypt. What if that divine feminine within you is Isis, and the divine masculine within you is Osiris, and your inner child is Horus? What about this? What if this is a process of you rebirthing yourself through your clarity, through the burning of the bridges that lead you back to toxicity? You will have the light to gain your bearings. But what if it's that? What if this is the year where we let everything just burn? Oh, we're so afraid of that, though. We are. I'm talking about spiritually. And I just realized, like a bunch of Australia is burning right now. What the hell? I hope everyone who watches in Australia is okay. Like, even if you don't watch, I hope you're okay. That's no bueno. No bueno. So what if this is the year where we let all of that toxicity burn away? It might be. Now let's see. Let's get you guys a couple more cards. We're going to do 2 more cards, okay? This is going to be a message from your divine spiritual mother, that feminine aspect within you. And then we are going to have a message from the higher self. The what? No. We're not doing that today. No. Okay. You're funny. I'm not doing that today. Sorry. I did burn last night. I burned so much that my fire alarm died. All right. That fire alarm was toxic anyway. It's with all its loud noise. Okay. Here goes. So, card number 41, to the celestial mountain. There are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and to invoke divine power, to call to the celestial mountain so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you manifest your life purpose and destiny. You are being asked to empower the divine to help you, to call to the celestial mountain within your own heart, to reach out and allow the divine to assist your current life unfoldment. We live in a free will universe, and no matter how much you are loved, in fact, because you are so loved and respected, no being will intervene for you without your permission. Do not believe that asking for help means that you will grow weak or dependent and not grow spiritually. You are doing this to grow in your own mastery at a soul level, not to hand over your life and not take personal and spiritual responsibility for it anymore. Asking for spiritual assistance helps you grow in trust, wisdom, and understanding of the nature of the universe and how it operates. Learning to ask for and receive divine assistance helps us learn the art of surrender so that we can merge with greater spiritual forces in our own individual selves. Something wonderful begins to happen. You will discover that your divine self is a powerful being, a powerful living expression of the source of the universe. You have within you the power, love, and sustenance of the source of life itself. And that's beautiful. So your next card, next and final card. No, I am not. Michael is just making a request that I really don't want to honor. And that's okay. He's going to have to be okay with that. Wait, what? The what? Okay, hold on. Card number 40, Blessings of Al-Hakim. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion, bewilderment is vision. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al-Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al-Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now, and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al-Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It's a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough. Ooh, this right here. And so you surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you're able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in expression of its life, of itself as life. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is a giving up of your need to always understand. From this place of increasing stillness, great activity will flow. You shall become capable of being the surrendered vessel to the guiding divine hand, and truly great contributions to the human soul evolving can occur through you. So much will simply emerge, erupt, pulsate, and emanate out of you, and yet you will feel within as though you are doing nothing at all. Even while so much is happening through you, such holy paradox shall become your daily experience. That sounds like this. You may feel unexpectedly, perhaps, that in some ways your vision for your life and purpose, your divine passion, is clearer than ever before, and in other ways, completely unknown to you. A discovery yet to be made. That is as it should be. Wisdom bestows upon us the sane capacity to work with opportunities that are right before us, to release situations and circumstances that have passed, and to allow the future to take its shape according to the ineffable timing of life itself. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. If you're uncertain about an issue in your life, be at peace. There's divine healing that can occur most readily in the unknowing. Follow the sacred honoring ritual and know that all is indeed well. Perhaps you're journeying very deep, and your allegiance to your intellectual mind is softening in favor of allegiance to your heart knowing. You may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debate rather less to your liking, and the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as a confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within, in any and all ways, no matter how insignificant or dramatic they may seem. Know that they are seedlings of a new way that shall grow from one step into an entirely new and more sacred orientation in your life. Ooh, yes. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness and soul-inspired action all at once. You shall become one with the living holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. So there you go, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. Wow, love it, love it. So a lot of changes are going to be occurring for so many of us, and that's just how life is. The only thing in life that's constant, the only thing that's guaranteed is change and death. Those are the only things that are guaranteed. All right. So don't commit or really attach yourself to some sort of expectation of an outcome. You're just going to set yourself up for feelings of failure, feelings of disappointment. Allow yourself to flow with your life. Allow yourself to really just live, be fully present, see with clarity every circumstance, every connection. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to understand everything, but you do have to be fully present in your life as it happens right in front of you. Okay? That's the most important thing to do for 2020. You're going to be gifted with clarity on so much of your life, but only if you allow it. If you fight it, the process will still occur, but you'll experience so much more struggle, so much more unnecessary pain. And that's something you're choosing. If you choose to flow with what your higher self, your soul, has planned for you, because your soul knows the whole game that it's playing, the whole plan. It knows what's best for you. It's not trying to punish you. It's not trying to create unnecessary suffering. You will be challenged. You will find moments where it seems like your existence is in resistance to everything in creation. It's in that resistance that you actually build strength and stamina. Don't be so averse to feeling the burn of your spiritual muscles being used for the first time. Hey, no pain, no gain, right? It's just like when you're working out, you have to push that muscle to failure. And if you think you've failed so many times, it's in that moment of failure you've elevated your potentiality for growth. Some of the most efficient ways to grow a muscle is to work it to the point of failure, not just fatigue. Okay. We're not just talking about your muscle is burning and it's tired. We're talking about pushing until it refuses to move anymore. Failure. And in that failure, all those tears that were created, when given the proper tools, the proper building blocks, the nourishment, the muscle fills in those tears. And that's how you get growth. Same thing when you feel as though your heart's been torn apart, when you feel like you can't go any further. This is you experiencing that moment of failure. This is your soul fast tracking your growth. Recognize the process for what it is. It's not punishment. It's not for a lack of being. It's not for a lack of wanting. It's not for a lack of support. Sometimes you don't receive the support that you need because in that moment, your soul is trying to teach you. You are all the support you need. That you can make it as an individual. You have everything you need to make it. And you really don't know how strong you are until you have no option but to be strong. And it's one of the most um, potent lessons I had to learn in life. It's one of the most potent lessons that my entire life I had no other option but to be strong, even as a child. I had no other option but to be strong. And that's why I'm strong. Because I don't know what it's like to be weak. I never had the luxury of allowing myself to be weak. And when you recognize that's what your life is, opportunities for you to recognize your strength, your true power, your resiliency. If they couldn't break you as a child, how could they ever break you as an adult? Coming into your prime, entering into a state of knowing. And that's how I deal with people who go out of their way to try and harm me. Boo. They couldn't break me as a child. For fuck's sake, you're not going to do it as an adult. Not even as an elder. I will never allow you to force me to stay down. You might knock me down here and there, but I will never stay down. Ever. And every single time I get back up, you're going to have a problem. Because I'm not going to just keep taking it. And it's okay for you guys to begin really embodying that. This recognition that you're not powerful because you've never been knocked down. You're powerful because of what you did every time you were knocked down. Because every time you got knocked down, you learned just a little bit more on what you're not going to do anymore, because that led to you being knocked down. Just saying. Just saying. Nothing wrong with being knocked down. There's nothing shameful or weak about it. What's shameful and weak is the refusal to acknowledge that in your power, in your grab for your own power, you had to be knocked down a few times. Being ashamed of your own life, of your own process, the things that you've lived through. Worrying so much what other people will think of you if they knew what you've lived through. That's weakness. It is. It's weakness. And if this is something you struggle through, you've just identified one of your weaknesses. Work on it. Embrace it. Embrace it. I've gotten to a point in my journey where no longer am I thinking, damn, what will people think if they knew what I've lived through? And I've entered a phase where it's like, dude, if people knew what I lived through, they'd be like, why the fuck are you still smiling? Why are you still joking around? Because I choose to. Because life can't break me. It can't. It won't. I do not consent. I will not stay down. And life, the hardships of life, will not dictate to me the type of heart and integrity that I have. This is a conscious decision that I make every day. It's a conscious decision to stay soft, to remain in a frame of love, compassion, grace. Does this mean I'm just going to be like, oh, namaste, you're being offensive to me, you're being disrespectful, it's okay? No. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do for someone who hasn't learned how to operate in a gentle way with other beings is to reflect back. Sometimes they need to be told, hey, bro, I'm sure you're a good person, but you're being very dickish right now. I don't know if you're aware. I don't know if everyone's told you or you've just kind of not realized this, but your behavior is socially inappropriate. I just figured I'd let you know. Yeah, because I care enough, So you guys figure out what you need to do to recognize these things within you that will help to grow you. This is the year. I mean, it's coming up in a few days. This is the year that carries the energy to see with clarity, to live clearly. No more hiding things. No more. Does this mean you have to get on a soapbox and like vomit out every single trauma you've ever lived? No, it doesn't. but it means having no shame, not being worried that other people will find out. Find out what? That you're a human being that had a human experience. And as much trauma as you've experienced, I mean, for the most part, speaking in general terms, we all have same amount of trauma. You know, there are some who have way more trauma, but for the most part, generally speaking, we all experience same amount of trauma, just in different ways. Just in different ways, different details. You're no more or less than anyone else. You have to stop with that belief that you're so much more broken because of something that happened as a child. No. Uh-uh. Nope. Nope. The only limitations that exist are the ones you believe in. Okay? And that's the only reason why I have no real limits. I don't believe in any of them. You're not going to tell me who I am. You can share with me your opinions of who you think I am. But unless I agree with it, unless I choose to take it in as my truth, it doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. And you guys have to understand this about yourselves too. People can choose to believe whatever they want about you. They can choose to treat you however they want. You set your worth. You set your worth. And I've told people so many times, like, I don't understand these relationships where the other person treats you so badly and like calls you out of your name all the time and just, and I've never been in a relationship like that. And people are like, well, because you're you. No, because fuck that shit. If you're not gonna like treat me with a minimum amount of respect, it's just, I don't even have to say this. It's just a known, it's a given. Like, I'm only gonna let you treat me a certain way. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But if what you're trying to force on me is not in alignment with my truth, bye. There's so many other people out there that will accept me as I am. And I don't have to become someone else to be acceptable. You guys don't have to become someone else to be acceptable, okay? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Everyone is allowed to have their own beliefs. Everyone. Everyone's allowed to have their beliefs, share of their beliefs or not share. This is definitely, this is something I have to remember. I just, personally, I believe that the God essence is so all-knowing, omnipotent, that it doesn't meddle in the densified experiences of a fractionated soul. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It's much more efficient when it doesn't interfere, when it just simply observes circumstance from all the different angles. It's pretty amazing when you allow yourself to really think on the potentiality of what it is. I don't think it would kick anyone's ass. I think it recognizes that all of our asses collectively make up a fractal of its ass. And I think it's evolved enough to know that self-loathing is a really inefficient way to evolve. For some, especially those in human form, the self-loathing aspect of the journey can definitely be a core component of the triggering, that catalytic moment that triggers self-realization and self-actualization. It's pretty awesome if you really sit down and think about it. Let me see. Are those cookies grain-free? Because if they're not grain-free, I'm gonna have to disagree. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy the way I do readings, which is ClairTarot readings, um, yeah, just thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. My merch shelf should be up and running finally. You can now get shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, cups. You know, I wonder if I can find a company that can custom create a tabo for me. Do you guys know what a tabo is? I'm Filipino. You know, I'm very proudly a Filipina. I don't think my people would enjoy my behavior. I so don't behave like the typical properly raised Filipina. But I will say, I do absolutely agree with Hugas of the Pekpek. I'm wondering if I can find somewhere to custom print tabos for me. Hugas your Pekpek. All right, guys. I just had to put that out there. I just had to put that out there. Triple wash the spinach. No stank cooch energy here. We all have our place. We are all equal in our diversity. We all are very much loved and are very much needed here on this earth plane. There's no need to compete or compare. It's time for us to go back to our original state, which is a co-creative state where we take care of each other. We co-create something beautiful with each other. It's time for that. It's time. All right. Bye, guys.